Recently, Ecuador has been a lot in the news on the progression on the war of drugs, arresting thousands of criminals, putting them in big holding facilities, and intercepting a 20,000 kilogram shipment of cocaine, the largest in Ecuadorian recorded history. But what exactly happened prior to these reforms, and how does the Netherlands play a big role in it? Ecuador is a country in South America in between Peru and Colombia, with beautiful beaches, high mountains, and raging volcanoes. However, what it is also known for is its drug trafficking, growing of cocaine, frequent robberies, and murders. But why is this happening? To answer that, we have to look at the current economic status and weather of Ecuador. A majority of the population lives in poverty, and paired with the perfect climate to grow the coca plant, it creates the perfect conditions for criminals to flourish. The export, selling, and growing of cocaine is happening on a large scale in Ecuador, and the large reason why is because it is a very lucrative business. A gram of cocaine goes for €50 in the Netherlands, so the drug cartels that handle in cocaine make millions and sometimes even billions a year. However, because this is all illegal, there are no boundaries to increase the size of your cartel. This means that assassinations, robberies, and bribery of officials is all too frequent. This is not just towards the other cartels as well. Assassinations of police officers and politicians that go against them is incredibly common. In 2022, around 3 police fatalities were recorded in shootings in a single week in a single province of Ecuador. And because the Ecuadorian police and military are so busy with dealing with these cartels, it leaves a lot less resources for them to fight regular crime, such as rape, murder, extortion, and break-ins. So in order for these civilians to be protected, they are extorted by cartels for protection money in order to fill the gap that the police has left, which in result also funds and recruits members into the cartel. These civilians are not just being extorted for protection money, but also quite literally made into slaves, where they have to work long hours on the field growing coca plants for minimal pay. Further were the police and politicians getting bribes left and right in order to let these cartels function, and if they didn't accept, they would get assassinated. So politicians passed bills to help the cartels, and the police didn't arrest or go against these cartels, which in turn made the people lose faith in the government and turn towards these cartels even more. At some point, the police force couldn't even walk around in broad daylight, go to certain areas, and patrol at night without fearing of getting assassinated by the cartel. Recently, however, it is starting to look better, but it takes a lot of resources and manpower to fight against these cartels. However, it is not just in Ecuador where the police has to spend a lot of resources to fight the war on drugs. A majority of the export of cocaine from Ecuador is to the Netherlands, and especially through the port of Rotterdam, where demand is incredibly high. In 2021, around 6.5% of the Dutch population said it has tried cocaine at least once, which is an absurd 1.13 million people. And that is only the people who are being honest. The real estimate is way higher. Because the demand is high here, a lot of Dutch criminals take this opportunity to make money, and the way they do it is absolutely abysmal. When the drugs arrive, they call upon so-called uithalers, who are most of the time teenagers who open containers, take the drugs out, and run. Then they sell it to the dealers, which most of the time, to save money, they cut it with other drugs, such as paracetamol or even fentanyl, which is incredibly deadly. Then either sell it to other dealers or sell it to the general population. This means that the police has to spend a big part of the budget on finding the drugs and arresting teens who are coerced into the criminal circuit, or just people who want to make a quick buck. And the Dutch criminals aren't just sending these kids to take the drugs out of containers, but also use them to fight other criminals. This is also a reason why in Rotterdam shootings are so incredibly frequent, and most people are oblivious to what is happening in order to give them a good time. So be aware and support the war on drugs. Thank you.